ask a little true. I'd like to know your point of view.
Hi everyone, welcome to Evening TV. I'm Evening Ransom Stark. Today is actually my birthday. This is going to air on June 30th. This year will be the first party that I've had since before my divorce over 20 years ago. The last birthday party that I had was when I turned 32. And my ex-husband threw me a surprise party. It was this whole big thing. My whole yard was full of friends and family. That party was the last time I got together with any of those people. And I'm talking about lifelong friends, my brother, my parents. That party was an excuse to get all of my friends' contact information and set up a precedent of talking to them going through me. The day I was due to be born was the 4th of July. You know, I had through the quiet years estranged from my family and without reestablishing a new life yet, so not a lot of friends or anything. I went ahead and adopted back the 4th of July as my birthday because that way something was happening, something special was happening. So I got to feel like there was a celebration even when I was kind of on my own. In April, so almost a year later, I had a heart attack and had a near-death experience. And my life never was the same again. It was just, that was the beginning of the end of that life. This crisis, this critical health crisis. And my mother's birthday came up. And I had something I had to do where I had to go to the hospital. And she was having some kind of party on a day that wasn't her actual birthday. And so my dad called to tell me about it. And I said, I'm not sure I can make it because I'm scheduled to be in the hospital. My dad did not ask me what I was going to the hospital for. He did not say, are you all right? Nothing like that. He just said, just be there. As he said, just be there. And, it gets me to thinking about, as time goes by and you kind of start reflecting on different things. The age I am right now, I'm turning right now, is the age that my father was when I arranged a great big huge retirement party for him and a big gift that we all pitched in for and got him. These are the same people that a couple of years later acted like I was not a thoughtful person, acted like I was selfish and all this stuff. I remember the first year that my parents didn't acknowledge my birthday, and so that would have been when I turned 34. And so it's 20 years later now, and they haven't acknowledged my birthday in all those years. And that's when I felt okay about changing my birthday to the 4th of July and also changing my name. That's also when I changed my name. Because it's very strange when your own parents, the ones that were there, the ones that named you, the ones that all that, don't acknowledge your birthday. It's just very, very, very strange. That thing with that surprise party was that it was such a shock. It was so out of character for my ex-husband. It was just so out of character that he got everyone there and got it all organized and pulled it all together. That, later in retrospect, I got it, it made sense. But I was at the time just so completely moved that he would do that. And we were, kind of struggling. Things were getting a little bit rough for us. So I thought this was like a gesture to let me know that he really did love me, he really did care, and that worked. He made himself look really good to all of my friends and family. He, made it look like I was this loved and he was this sweet, caring husband and all of this stuff. And so, it was the beginning. I had no way of knowing this, but that was the beginning of the discard, in fact. And, when I had this heart attack a few months later, that was it. He just concocted this whole story and basically worked up to abandoning me with my family's support, telling them lies. It was just a big mess. But it always, it kind of always harkens back to that birthday. And it's so eerie because you look at the video and to think those are people that my grandparents were even there, but every single one of those people, childhood friends, my parents, my brother, my grandparents, all kinds of friends, all of those people, that was the last time I got together with them. The relationship was almost over at that party. It's very, very weird to think of that I had just no idea what was about to happen to my life. It looked like my life was super solid and happy. Narcissists will use your special occasions to do things that hurt you, to do impactful things. He was using it to make appearances to people and to start a layered system. And in this thing he did for discarding me was very layered. That it took a lot of time to carefully plan. All I really wanted was to be at the hub of a family, raise my kids in a happy family, and then I am the one who ends up with all these narcissists and a sociopath for a husband. It seems like such a manageable dream. Like it should have been pretty easy and realistic dream to want. In fact, looking at it, it was the most impossible dream. It was far more impossible than any other dream I could have had. In fact, at the time, I made a decision. I was living in Los Angeles. I had actually been basically approached by a talent agent. And it was the kind of thing that a million people around Los Angeles go there hoping will happen. I did something almost no one would do. I thought to myself, this would be the beginning of my making a life here in Los Angeles. But everyone that I love is up in Washington State. And what I care about more than a career is my family and my friends and my relationships. So I didn't go to the screen test. I didn't pursue that. I moved back home. And immediately when I got there, my parents rejected me. They were not happy. I also knew when I moved to LA, my parents told me that I couldn't get an education in theater arts. So I got the idea that they wouldn't approve of an artistic career, and so I wasn't interested in doing anything that was low value to my parents. And what I went about doing was going up to Washington State and trying to build a life that was very much the way my mother had done it, because to do things differently was rejecting her or putting her down. And so I did things the way she did them. I got married, I settled down in the town we all lived in. I had 2 kids, but she saw that as competition, and she was competing with me. So it's really crazy to have narcissistic parents. And when you have so many narcissists in my life, my parents-in-law, my ex-husband, he was a sociopath, diagnosed. His parents, my parents and brother and sister-in-law, quite a few of our friends. If I ever really needed them, I know they'd be there for me. And that thing was what kept me going. Well, when I had this heart attack and I really needed them, they weren't there for me, and it was devastating. So that birthday, when I turned 32, that was my last birthday, and I'm doing it again finally this year. So that's kind of a big deal to me. It means that I feel okay, I've got enough friends, and feel celebratory and capable of having another party. So that's kind of cool, but it took a long time. It takes a long time when your life gets completely wiped out by narcissistic abuse, that's for sure.